well.
Fight, robots, fight.
Facing off against James Geffner and Voltage X. We've seen great performance from Voltage in the past. This is his experimental platform.
That is an incredible amount of terrifying noise coming from Voltage X.
Now you saw that kitchen fork.
Oh, it is. It is a four-pronger, Luke. They pulled out all the stops.
Now Keith Tam here with Triton is hoping that he can jam that fork, but it's gone. Where's the fork?
The fork is gone. One of the wheels is gone.
Wow.
And the match is over. That is a tap out.
All right, Keith here. The fork did not work, Keith. All right, not against Voltage X. James Geffner remains alive in the elimination, in the undefeated bracket.
The undefeated bracket, yes.
And yeah, great first fight there for Voltage X.
So yes, these robots, while they must have an active weapon, that active weapon is only a loosely defined term.
Oh my gosh, there's a little bit of fire coming out of Triton.
Fire time.
We saw a little puff of smoke. I saw a tiny bit of flames there.
Here we go.
Waiting. There you go.
Oh! Oh my goodness!
No, damage right off the first hit.
Oh, I see a belt. Now, who's the belt off of?
I think
it doesn't.
It
look,
is Spanky.
Yeah, it doesn't look like.
Oh.
It doesn't look like that beater bar is working anymore. And who is the other bot again? It's
Spanky and are you sure? Did
X?
Dex? I could have swore it had thank you. I was right.
Voltage
For the girl
X.
who doesn't know anything.
Oh, I see. Voltage X.
She knew that was wrong.
And that's the big boy bar.
I like how they labeled it, just in case you forgot.
Well, that way you know which end is dangerous. Ooh.
This is bullying right here. Robot bullying.
Yeah, that's some...
Fight, robots, fight.
Voltage X is an incredibly fast-moving egg beater drum-style spinner. Look at that hit from Voltage X. Really nice, nice engagement.
Ooh, wow. Voltage X has that little front plow design. You'll see, you know, it's normal on a vert like this, but it's really able to kind of execute that push and flip.
Yeah,
wow.
Just the right angle to deflect that weapon energy upwards on vacuum. You can see Voltage X now trying to pick their shots. I'm not sure if their weapon is still functioning on Voltage X. Yes, it is. All right, we still got some spin on the weapon.
You're not quite hearing that same vavoom.
No, it's definitely got a little bit less voltage behind that.
Now it's like voltage W, or maybe not quite W.
So nice little pin here. You're allowed to hold these pins for 10 seconds before you have to release them. Pins are a great way to show the judges that you're functioning, that you're working,
and that you're
in
muscling.
control.
Yeah.
And the bots are doing a little pirouette.
This is the Black Swan rendition of NHRL.
Wait, which one's Natalie Portman? I think it would probably be Voltage X if you had to guess. And so there we go. We get the gentle separation from Bert the Brick. But it looks like we may actually have to call for a safety broom separation for these two bots. The weapon of Vacuum is jammed right underneath the wedge of Voltage X. It's pretty hard to get them apart. So yes, we are calling for them to turn off the bots, turn off the weapons, so that the safety broom or safety mechanism can reach in and separate these two bots. There you can see separating them there with the two pry bars. The way the rules work here is that the ref is going to do the best job they can to separate these bots without damaging them. But if your bot gets damaged in separation, that's not the ref's fault. That's on you. You still have to fight as the bot lands after a separation. So there is always a risk when you call for that separation that you could end up with a very broken machine afterwards.
Looks like... Oh, what is that kind of chewed into? It looks like part of Voltage X's frame?
Yeah, it does. And look, it looks like that weapon on Vacuum is bent up just a little bit. So they're going ahead and putting the weapon lock in. That way they could, put their hands on the entire bot and separate it there. There you go.
Oh, no. Oh boy. That wedge is supposed to be attached.
Yeah, it's very floppy on that right-hand side of the bot, no longer attached to the mechanism that it's supposed to be attached to. That's going to make them, the deflection power of that wedge somewhat less effective. So a little bit of test spin after the door is closed. It looks like the weapon is still working on Vacuum. That's good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fight.
All right, here we go. So the weapon on Vacuum is still functional. Weapon is still down on Voltage X. Voltage X, hey, able to get some really good control with that drive. They got the better of that exchange. Wow, nice work there by Voltage X, using Vacuum's weapon against them, shoving the weapon down into the floor and actually getting it to pop up. Nice work.
Final seconds of the match here. And this will go to the judges.
Oh, and there's a belt immediately gone.
And another one. Question is, whose belts were they?
That's the fun game to play at the end of every match. Whose belts were they? Voltage X still able to pin Pine Victus.
Might have been both of them.
I'm not. Oh, all right. Pine Victus still able to spin that weapon, even if it's not perhaps consistent or reliable. I don't think the weapon on Voltage X is running, so it may have been their belts.
But his drive is working very well, and he's in control of the fight.
Oh, his weapon's still working. I do wonder whose belt.
I think it was one from each, but I think the green one had 2 belts.
Gotta have some redundancy, I guess. Pine Victus, yeah, it appears that belt that they lost is impacting their drive quite a bit. They have drive on one side. It's not conducive to controlling the match in their current state. Voltage X is definitely trying to get the better of these exchanges.
Yeah, he's having to drive using the gyro to move forward. It's a difficult thing to do with a 4-wheel drive robot. It's a lot easier with a 2-wheel drive. But he's still spinning and trying to keep the weapon pointed at him.
And honestly, it's fairly even. Although with Pine Victus's weapon still working, that does, look better in their favor.
Voltage X is actually upside down now, so it's going to impact his drive and let him. He's not going to be able to use his forks to get under the other.